Thanks for coming in, kind of recapping the season. It was exciting to get to the pit. Everything looked great. And then for some reason, that cellophane wrapper was on the top of that basket.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, just so proud of our guys. I mean, yesterday was probably one of the hardest days I've had as a coach, to sit in the locker room and tell those group of seniors goodbye and just tell them thank you for everything. But being able to sit there and talk to them with the red trophy sitting right next to me kind of takes some of that sting away. So with it being one of the hardest, it was also one of the most satisfying because it validates everything you do as a program and as a coach to be able to get your guys and get your team to be able to compete for a state championship. I mean, people don't realize, in Artesia, that was our fourth trophy to come home in boys basketball. In the history of Artesia boys basketball, we've got two blues, which were Coach Jennings in 95 and 97, Coach Montoya, a red in 09, and then now us with the red in 21. So just really proud of our guys, really proud of our seniors, all the work they've put in the last 11 months. That's been amazing, and the ride and the journey. And I can't thank the community of Artesia, Gene. I mean, I don't know. Before, we won that game on Gallup, against Gallup, after the game, I had probably 100 texts from just everybody, from coaches around the state, from Artesia Bulldog fans from here all the way across the country, just rooting for us, and all day Friday, all day Saturday before we played, and even after, we got beat, just words of encouragement and just respect and admiration for our guys. So I got to thank them enough, and thank you guys, Gene, for following us, and thank this community, man. It was an exciting week. And what was crazy is people are 7 weeks, Gene.
Yep.
That's all that was 7 weeks. I told my wife it felt like 4 months, and with this COVID, man, it's just time's just been way just different. So
well, you schedule something and then it changes, or you have to move things around, or somebody can't play. I mean,
right.
Well, you have to look at really our district. I know Portales went into virtual learning yesterday for 2 weeks, so that's going to affect their spring sports. But you got all of your district games in. Lovington got all their district games in. Right. Goddard and Portales the same way. So that's a hats off to just the protocols that these schools are following.
Oh, absolutely. And that's second thank you to the administration of Artesia. I mean, Coach Henderson, Mr. Knoll, Mr. Greer, Mr. McAllister, Mr. Phipps, Mr. Parker, Mike Worley, everybody, to make it work. I mean, just the things. And then just last week, to be able to have a buyout and make it work and follow protocol, and Mr. Knoll to find a way, and Coach Henderson and our administration. And then Coach Henderson was lucky enough. We were lucky enough. Coach Henderson got us a charter bus to go up on Saturday to give the guys a little more room, and just everybody. I mean, people don't, all the moving pieces this year with COVID. We were one case away from shutting down. We were one case away from not being able to play in the state championship. And I mean, just the way our kids bought in and did what they were supposed to do, it's just a blessing, man. It's just, I mean, we have an awesome God, man. I don't want to get too religious on the radio, but
it's okay.
Just be able to experience some of those things. And like I told the boys, and I'm not going to get emotional, Gene, I promise you, but they're going to have these memories the rest of their lives. They're going to be able to take their kids and walk up to that trophy case at the pit and see that red trophy and talk about what they did and how they did it. And with masks on, we joked around. We took a team picture with the trophy yesterday. And we're like, should we do the mask? Should we not? Just kind of.
I hope you got one without.
No,
the mask.
we didn't do any with the masks, but
that's good.
Just to be able to talk about that. I mean, because how many kids could say they played in a state championship with a mask on? I mean.
Oh, I know it. That had to be tough. I mean, these poor guys were just probably coming off the bench, and looking around and pulling it down. Can I get some air? Before they put it up, because there were people watching that for that stuff,
sir.
Especially up in Albuquerque.
And again, just shows a testament to our guys. I mean, they never complained, ever. I mean, that game should have been a home game on Thursday against Gallup, never complained. Got on the bus, leaving at 7 o'clock in the morning to go play the state championship, never complained. And that still shows the real resiliency we have in our program. And I just really am happy they got to get that far and got to get that experience. And I'm happy for our younger kids. Our future's bright, Gene. We've got a lot of good kids coming. Nick Sanchez, sophomore, scores 21 in the pit. I mean, that just shows you the type of talent we've got.
14 from the free throw line.
Yes, sir.
Who does that?
Yes, sir. And that just shows you. I mean, it's been a great year, a fun ride, a fun journey. I just wish we could have lasted a little bit longer and enjoyed it a little bit longer. But, we accomplished a lot this year and really proud of those guys.
Talking about Nick, he hit that three. It was from, NBA range. And just as you're sitting there watching that and enjoying that, the kid from Del Norte comes down and hits one even farther out. It's like boom, boom, and it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no,
he's pretty good.
No, he really is.
Dumas Sanchez and
that's Coach Sanchez's son. If people don't know New Mexico basketball, he was the head coach at Grants when they made their run, and they were second, and they got second in state one year, and then the next year they ended up getting upset in the semis. And they let him go, and he actually ended up down Norte. And kind of the crazy thing is Nick and 32 Sanchez actually play on the same AAU team.
Oh, okay.
So
they know each other.
They're actually fixing to go to Phoenix Saturday.
Cool.
This Saturday they're going to play against each other. He's like, Coach, I don't know if I want to play with him. And I said, go. They're buddies.
Hey, you're going to learn some things. And
it's pretty neat because Nick's actually playing on an elite New Mexico team, which is some of the best players in the state of New Mexico, travel all across the country. So, but no, I mean, you got to give them credit. They made some big shots. The kid, I forget his name, the other one, number 2, Casaus. He hit that 3, took some air out of our run there in the third quarter, and it just, sometimes you just the ball don't bounce your way, and I really felt like that was the case. I mean, we were looking at film. I had to watch it on Sunday. I never watch film, Gene, after we lose. I'm serious. This is the first time. It's just one of those things you just don't do. I mean, it's just. And I just had to know. I had to know if it was something they did to us or something they were doing, and because we just didn't put the ball in the hoop, and it was nothing. I mean, we just missed some buckets. I mean, we had looks, and it just didn't fall in.
How many times did we get 2 or 3 or 4 shots, Well,
that stretch there in the third, Gene, we cut it to 4.
Right.
We have the ball. I think it was Jacob got a sweet pass in the lane, and we just missed a point blank. Trenton Lee got offensive board, missed it. Cord got one, missed it. And then they come down and they shoot, and the ball bounces crazy off the rim. They get offensive board, and then that kid hits that 3 with no time left. So, I mean, sometimes it's not in the writing, and I understand that, but our kids bat, and that's one thing I got to make sure I give them a shout-out to. Every single coach I talk to, administrator from across the state, your kids played so hard, and that's just the testament of kids we have. I mean, they're gritty, they fight, their tails off, and that's why we were in that game, you know. And
it had to be encouraging, too, when you looked up in the stands, because I don't think it was quite as full as it was for the Gallup girls game that was just before it.
Right.
Boy, could you imagine that place if Gallup was in both of those games?
Holy moly.
It would have been crazy. But it was nice and encouraging to look up into the stands and see how many Bulldog fans had made the trip.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you come down that ramp and you hear that roar and you see all those kids, and thank you to our principals for getting a bus. We had a high school bus go with some high school kids and just everybody across the state, man. You don't forget how long that lineage is of Bulldog fans across the country. I mean, even the state. I saw Johnny Moreno was there, Dr. Moreno. Haven't seen him in a really long time. He came down, and just different people from across the state, that followed us and supported us and came up a little short. But again, Gene, I mean, I'm so proud of our guys and just our program to be able to accomplish this in a year like this.
Yeah.
And the future's bright, definitely for sure.
Now, your coaches this year? I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Our high school coaches, we got Coach Charlie Campbell, Coach Paul Kirkwood, Coach Derek Montoya, Coach Max Rodriguez. Our junior high coaches, Coach Rivera, Coach Saxon, Coach Bowden actually coached our white team for us this year. Did I already say Coach Saxon? Yes. And then our Zia coaches, Coach Mondragon, Coach McCaleb, and Coach Rodriguez. They all, I mean, our whole coaching staff, I mean, everybody did a great job this year. I mean, Coach Caton, got to give him a shout out for our trainer. He kept our guys. People don't realize when you combine a season while you're playing football, while you're playing soccer, there's injuries and there's soreness, and he did a great job all year long. And Coach Henderson, man, holy moly. I tell you right now, that guy right there, everything he's done, the scheduling, the moving things, all the headaches of dealing with everything that comes with COVID, and he never complains. He just goes to work and all of that. I mean, we wouldn't be anywhere without those guys.
And how about Dr. Caton getting inducted into the Hall of Fame during that game?
I got to tell you a funny story about that. I almost took the cat out of the hat, however you wanted to call it.
Let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I knew it was something like that, Gene. We were up there. We got to the pit, and our guys were walking. We're doing some walking, and one of the NMA representatives came up to me and Coach Henderson, hey, it's really exciting. Dr. Caton's going to get inducted into the Hall of Fame today, and we didn't know. I didn't know. I said, oh, that's cool. I assumed everybody knew.
Right.
And we go down to the pit floor, and we're warming up. And Dr. Caton's sitting right next to Dana Pappas, who's in charge of the officials, and Sally. And I'm sitting there, and I'm just, we're just talking.
Yeah.
I said, hey, Dr. Caton, they're going to honor you at halftime, huh? Dana and Sally look at me like, what are you doing? And I'm sitting there, oh, you know what, never mind. I think I might have heard that wrong. I'm sorry. And I walked away.
Yeah, because I saw him sitting there when I walked in.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I think I messed that up. And I saw Dr. C yesterday at the high school. They were doing some stuff. And I said, hey, I'm so sorry. He goes, no, I didn't even know it. I didn't even think nothing of it. So, Dana, Sally, I'm sorry. let the cat out of the bag there. But, hey, That's just awesome to be able to do that during an Artesia game. So, and he got the recognition. And, again, he's worked his tail off, too, for us to be where we're at as well. So
yeah, pretty cool. Well, we got about a minute left. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, I want to thank our wives, too. I mean, my wife and everybody else, all the coaches' wives, because they give up so much. I mean, it's really neat they get to experience it with us, but the time, I mean, I think last week I saw my kids maybe 3 or 4 hours the whole week, just because by the time Daddy gets home, they're in bed. By the time they get up, I'm already gone. And thank them for also our families, the community. Thank our guys, our seniors. I got to give our shout out to our seniors. I'm going to name them all.
Sure.
Marcos Tavera, Joe Palma, DeAndre Calvillo, Trenton Lee, Cord Cox, Jacob Creighton, and Jonte Rodriguez. Those 7 guys, man, we're going to miss them. We love them. I know they're going to go off and do great things, but they've had a heck of a season, heck of a career, 12-0 in district regular season, back-to-back district champions, quarterfinal appearance, state runner-ups. Thank them, and I know all of our young guys are ready. And just thank you, Gene. Thank the community of Artesia. Man, it sure was an exciting run, an exciting time, and we've got some momentum now. We're going to have a summer camp. We are going to do a team camp in the summer. We're going to try to do a kids camp. That's going to be a little harder with the logistics with COVID.
Right.
But hey, anybody needs a basketball in Artesia, come by the gym, come see Coach Mondragon, and build on this momentum, and hopefully next year come back with a different color trophy.
Hey, let's start basketball season in December.
Hey, that sounds great. How about November? We start in November like we're supposed to, get some practice time.
Yeah.
All
Let's
that
do
kind
that.
of stuff. But
all right, thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you, Gene. Thanks for everything.
All right, let's head to